Alright, this is Paper Luigi, aka Kawaii Zerg, commentating on another Leoj, or Joel Backwards commentary of a Nub League or Dream League VOD. And what I'm going to be doing here, hopefully, is trying to analyze his analysis skills as far as just general game sense and such go, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't play Protoss. So that makes me pretty damn sure that he doesn't play Protoss vs Protoss. So I'm not sure exactly how much insight he'll be able to provide in as far as this game goes. But I do understand that this recording in particular was mainly to assist AudioBlood, I think. So I'm gonna move the mic a little bit so I don't do what he does throughout the entire game. You'll see. And I tested the volume earlier. I think this is like the ideal range for volume. Let's hope he's not too loud or too quiet, and let's hope that everyone can hear me over him, because I don't want to waste half an hour or however long this is and find out that the volume was all messed up. That would be stupid. So let's get started, and I know, I'll just talk about it when it starts.
Alright, so here we have AudioBlood against TaintReborn on Fighting Spirit.
Hooray.
Some hot and spicy PvP action.
Yeah, I know I talked to you about this before, but the whole breathing into the mic thing, don't want to do that. Just move the mic a little bit down, and hopefully you won't be talking into any mics.
Not a lot going
or breathing
on
into them.
here, just kind of building some probes, doing their thing.
When it's the beginning of the game like this, okay, you have two options. One, if you do decide to actually record the beginning of the game, like this part,
that way you don't have to click on your
I would probably try to talk about maybe build orders, or what you can expect each player to do during each build order. Like, I know you talked about the pylon at 8 instead of 9 here, which is good, but those are just like the specific building kind of thing. I'm talking general build order, like the one gate, core, gas, goon, range, observer, whatever the hell the build is, thing. Hold on.
Okay, guys are good.
A little sick or something. And okay, I think there's something here.
You don't want to lose that scouting probe there,
obviously, because
scouting in this matchup is very important.
Really?
And, you want to keep him alive for as long as you can. That way you know exactly what your opponent's getting, and you can pick a tech
really
to counter.
You don't want to just do that for every matchup.
Luckily, he hasn't really scouted your base yet.
You should probably mention for PvP or Protoss, I guess Protoss in general, scouting is a little bit different than Zerg and Terran. Zerg, they obviously have map packs flying in the sky, overlords, and Terran can get the map pack anywhere in the world, which is the ComStat sweep thing, pretty early on. But Protoss, you got probes, and then you have to wait till you get
notice your simulator sitting idle
the observers, and those are pretty late in the tech tree as far as scouting goes, and it can delay any other build you wanted to do, because robo facilities are a lot of money. So you probably want to mention that. I noticed that his build was a little late
he kinda lets his probe
as far as the cyber core and everything goes. I think I'm not Protoss, so maybe I could just be wrong about all this. But you should probably mention that. And I know that over the course of the game, oh, you're actually messaging me right now, so I'm going to respond to you while I'm watching this. Let's watch this. No, I'm making a VOD,
you do have a lot of extra
recording
building up
over yours right now, actually. Say hi.
Kind of curious to see what the forge
not
will
that
be
kind of
used
high.
for.
The viewers.
Because if you're not going to upgrade right away or drop some cannons,
I'll talk about that in just a sec. Here, I'll pause this because I think you're talking about stuff I need to talk about. Are you gonna? Man, what a douche. Oh, there you go. Oops. Typo. Back to recording. Alright, well that was fun.
And that could be a gateway instead.
I'm gonna go back a little bit
Because if you're not going to upgrade right away or drop some cannons, that could probably stand to wait a little bit.
Excellent.
That could
Minus
be a
the
step.
the puh into the mic. That's good. That's what we want to notice.
Okay, right now it's.
But since you did get the forge,
2 goons, 4
you
goons, 2
could
zealots.
talk about upgrades,
Definitely really low on the
like
unit
which
count.
upgrades you want, or you could talk about how cannons
This guy was
will
queued
help
here a minute ago.
defend
If you had another
from
gateway up, he wouldn't be queued.
Dark Templar.
Um,
If he
okay,
I don't
you
know
stopped to
what
scout
decided to
the
go with
main
that
base.
first.
You still haven't scouted his yet. Right now, what we see
Good thing
is
noticing
2
the lack of
gateways right
scouting.
here. The Robo getting goon range. You've already gotten goon range, which is good,
That is good.
but you're still half a gateway down.
That's
and
bad.
You have considerably less units.
That's also bad. You could tie that back in, unless you do.
Obviously, going some sort of reaver. Although you're not building.
I
the
think he's
shuttle or the
expanding
reaver
soon,
yet.
so I'll talk about that in
Wanna look at
in just a
that.
sec. But the reason why he has less units, okay, he's
And
expanding,
you're expanding.
is because he made that tech, that
This
useless
can
tech,
be problematic if he
the
chooses
Robo
to push
Bay,
now
the
because you're
Robo Facility, the
way
Forge, all that
behind
stuff.
in units.
He
Oh, he's gonna push.
and the thing
Um,
with expanding is when you're doing, at least is my thought on this, I might be wrong, who knows. The thing with expanding, if you're going, obviously if you go with the Reaver tech, you'll want to get the Reavers, but I'd say delay the whole expanding thing until you actually have the Reaver out, flying around in the shuttle, so that way you can make sure he's not going to push, because if you drop a Reaver in his base, I think that's going to have higher priority than what you're doing at home. So he's going to want to deal with that, which means his units aren't going to be coming out anytime soon, which means that his overwhelming amount of dragoons and such compared to his, not yours, will be quite, or that won't be a big deal. And in the meantime, you can either, I don't know, get cannons, make more units, make more gateways, do whatever. Just a thing to mention about expanding, you want to tell them why and when they should expand, not just like don't expand or you should expand now, blah blah blah. And yeah, so let's get back to the thing.
If you can scout him and see that he's not expanding and has more gateways than you, you might want to consider dropping gateways before expanding.
Good idea. If you're not going the
And
tech heavy route,
push.
then just macroing up some army
His
before
goon range
expanding is always good.
almost done. He's going for observers. I noticed that you built the support bay and the observatory and still haven't. Oh, you built. Well, no, you didn't. You still haven't built anything out of either of them. And now you're getting a cannon, another
Yeah, I think
gateway.
you
That
talked about
gateway
this,
doesn't
right?
really need to be there.
Yeah, good.
It'll just kind of hinder your dragoon movement.
More than
because
hinder, that's
they're
awful.
Dumb units, and yeah.
They're super dumb. They're like Scourge dumb, Scourge
Yeah,
dumb.
could be adding on more gateways. Typically you want about, okay. Typically on 2 bases you should expect to have up to 6 gateways.
On
minimum.
2 fully saturated bases. I'm not sure if
Right
he's
now you're about
been making probes the whole
470
time. You should
rows.
probably
You could afford to drop the
mention
second
that
gateway.
somewhere
They
in
don't really-
there, because probies are
Okay, for
important.
photon cannons, figure out what purpose they're serving. I guess maybe you want to kill observers.
That's not where there's a photon cannon
But,
there. That's for reavers and shuttles.
If you had an observer of your own inside
You should
of
tie
the
that into
base,
what you're saying now.
you'd see that the robotic support isn't even out yet. and
Exactly.
so you wouldn't really need to be worrying too much about shuttle drops right now. So
Good.
you could do without these cannons.
For now, I guess.
You could do without this gateway being down here. This cannon won't be quite as effective in the spot it's in.
And now,
but
I think you should do
that's-
less.
Yeah. So
You
could
shouldn't do
definitely
this,
have
and
at
you
least
shouldn't
2
do
more
this.
gateways,
You should
and
provide an
the other one up
alternative.
here for 5 total.
Either placement a different spot for the cannons, like the one at his natural should be back
And
closer
he's
to the
gonna
mineral
run
line,
away
assuming
after I
it's.
slow down the
I'm not sure if
replay.
that's to defend from reaver drops or if that's some sort of weird kind of defense for a push at his natural. Who knows? And I think that's a
Okay,
pylon back
building
there, so that's not
probes
important.
There, that's good.
And
He's kind of got a little bit of.
I'll probably
containment
talk about
going.
this in the next part because I'm pretty sure there's a reaver
Still-
drop somewhere later in here. So that can
So
wait.
we're at 700 minerals, 900 gas. Still haven't built anything with these.